Okay, I'm live. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I am here today to do a reading for the air signs Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And you guys, the last time I did your reading, you guys had an incredibly powerful reading. It was really it was really exciting and I loved it. I had so much fun. And yeah, so, like keep in mind these readings are general, but there's something in here. It's my intention that there's something in here for everyone. And also keep in mind that these readings are for sun, moon, and rising. So if you have an air sign in one of those, and if you're not sure, you can go to astro.com or cafeastrology.com to get your free birth chart and find out. And I have those in the description box below, the links to that. What else? I'm doing for this reading, I'm going to do the same format as before, where I'm doing past, present, and future. But I am going to change it up after this series, this round, I should say, because time in tarot is very fluid and it's not linear in the way that we experience it. And I feel like I don't know, it almost works against the reader to do a timing thing, because in my experience, timing almost never, I can't even think of one time when the timing actually worked out the way somebody said it was going to. And a lot of readers will say, this is for the next week. This will happen in the next 10 days. And never has has that happened for me. Apparently it's happened for other people. So that's kind of how the general readings work. But I'm going to try to make it so there are potentially less disappointments because of expectations. And that's what happens when we really want something and we're told it's coming and we're going to get it and we think it's going to be in a certain time frame and then it doesn't happen. It's like it's so disappointing. And it's a good lesson. It's a good lesson in learning to surrender to what is. And that's a huge theme of your reading today. So I have chosen the cards in advance. I'm going to do the past, present, future from Wisdom of the Oracle. Call it Baron Reed. And then I'm going to clarify with the Good Tarot. And I've already picked these in advance. Just to cut back on the time a little bit. I tend to talk. I have things I need to say. And sometimes I have to pause because I'm trying to get the right word. And unpacking my adjectives can be challenging sometimes. Um, so anyway, in the interest of time, these are pre-chosen, but then I will pick the tarot cards for clarification. And that's helping me learn those. What else? I apologize for any weirdness on this video. My Wi-Fi is terrible, and almost every single video has some part that cuts out, or the audio and video end up off. Weird, glitchy annoyingness, and just hang in there. um, Okay, so yeah, I think with that, I'm going to begin. So, in the recent past, the card that came up is a leg up in the protection position. And this came up for one of the other signs. I don't remember now. I am not one of those readers that is very good at remembering the reading from before. I can give you the general gist, but specifics, not so much. I know that this card was not in your reading. I know at least it wasn't reversed because all of your cards in the last reading were upright. Pretty sure, though, this one was not for you. So anyway, this card in the protection position, it's a leg up, and it's really emphasizing that you need to ask for help. That whatever you are doing, and again, this is for recent past, but there's a chance that this could be happening right now, and that this eventually will be in your recent past. Certainly a lesson that we all can learn, that it's important to ask for help, that you're not supposed to do the life thing by yourself. There's a reason we have friends. We are made to be social beings. We have friends, we have family, we have community. They're there for a reason. And asking for help falls into the category of receiving. And that is something that is pretty difficult for a lot of people. And this is saying, in this reversed position, you got to learn to ask and receive, because that is going to be a huge part of what boosts you onto your path. Something new is coming. Something new is coming for a lot of us. And this message has been coming up over and over and over again for me. And you are no exception. And a part of that is needing to lean on others. And even the universe itself. You know, very often we can kind of get caught up in thinking that if we just have enough willpower, we can make things happen and we can just do it. And this is saying, ask for help. Remember to ask for help, not just from the physical beings around you, but from what I would call your spiritual entourage, you know, the universe at large. There's so much at our fingertips if we just ask. So I'm thinking that in this moment, I'm not going to clarify this one. I might come back. I did that last time. For your present card, which could could be your near future, we have the Fates. And this card is very much about things happening for a reason. And get that even closer. It's a cool card. I don't know what's going on with her head. It's very strange, but it's kind of neat. Anyway, this is about needing to trust that there is a bigger plan, that very often we don't know why things are happening, why things line up in a certain way. But sometimes you can trace things if you work backwards, where, you know, if you're in a certain place, it took all of these other things, these conversations, meeting of different people to get you to where you are now. And that is what this card is talking about. Knowing that in this moment, wherever you are headed in the future, things are being lined up. And we don't know the reason. And sometimes we don't know in this lifetime, is what this card says, or what the description says. But to know that it's always for your ultimate good, that there's always a lesson in everything that happens. And some things are extremely painful. Some things are amazingly exciting. And then everything in between. And to just trust that whatever is happening or whatever is going to happen is meant to happen at the time that it happens and for a reason. There's something for you to get out of it. And if for whatever reason you don't get the lesson the first time, the universe is going to present you with that similar lesson again until you do get it. I think I'm going to do this like I did with the fire sign reading that I did yesterday, which is I'm going to give you all these cards first, and then I'm just going to clarify the whole reading rather than clarifying each card as I go. Sorry. Okay, so yes, and then in your near future card, which is like your your second future out, we have Between Worlds. I have never picked this card before. I don't know if I've ever seen this card before. I might have seen it when I watched a reader doing readings, because I follow people on YouTube all the time. And I think I've seen this card before, but didn't realize it was from this deck. So this is exciting for me. And this card came reversed. And what's really interesting about this card reversed is it is very similar to the Fates, where it is saying you need to let go of your expectations about how things are supposed to happen, because there's a very good chance they are not going to happen the way you think or want them to. But remember that the universe pretty much always, and I do not use the word always lightly, I rarely use that word. The universe always lines things up for us for our benefit, for our learning. And I want to say, like, sometimes bad things happen, but and we can say, well, that wasn't for my benefit. That was awful. This horrible thing happened. But it's not about the thing itself, but it's about what unfolds because of it and after it. What learning does it bring you? What does it teach you about yourself? How does it shift your perspective? Because when we have perspective shifts, then we are able to course correct and move into a better place in our lives than we would have been able to had we not had that experience. So to trust that there is a bigger thing coming. And very often when we say we want something, the universe doesn't give us that thing exactly. It gives us the idea of that thing. But usually it's a lot better. Something that we couldn't have thought of even on our own. But then it's presented to us and it's like, oh, that's cool. I was asking for that, but not in this form. So to keep your desires and expectations kind of loose. You want the feeling of that thing. Get clear on how that thing that you want is going to make you feel, because then the universe can provide you with that thing or better, and you're still going to have the feeling, but it just might not come in the same package as you're thinking. So really big emphasis on this. You got to trust and have faith that you are being led where you need to go. And so learn to surrender. Try to be present. Try to learn to be in the now, where there is nothing else. Only now exists anyway. And be open to the adventure. to what is coming down the pipeline, what is being presented. When you become like a child, get into that kind of beginner's mind, child mind, and be excited for what is to come and not knowing. And it's like a big surprise. And if you don't like surprises, too bad. That's what life is. Life is a whole bunch of surprises. Um, I've been calling them curveballs, but it's all about perspective and how you look at things. It can be the worst thing. You can feel like it's the worst thing, or you can take it in stride and say, well, maybe it's not what I expected, but it's leading me somewhere. And if you ever, if you take some situation that happened and you look back on it, you got through it and it happened for a reason. It got you to where you are now and made you who you are now. And that is awesome, because who you are now is who you're meant to be. And you're awesome. There's no one on this planet like you. You have something to bring that nobody else does. And so trust that you are being guided to bring your most awesome self to the table and do something great with it. Yeah. So I'm just going to clarify this reading a little bit. The first card I picked is King of Earth, King of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. He looks like somebody I know. He's got antlers. And I don't remember, I think in every reading I have picked, in my last set of readings, I picked cards where they had antlers. And in fact, in this deck, I think maybe all the earth cards, the beings in them do have antlers. But I've heard that antlers represent kind of like antenna, where you're kind of tuning to the finer frequencies. And the King of Earth, that's kind of a big deal. The court cards are big. Oh yeah, the King of Earth is enterprising. It's about philanthropy, ability to attract abundant wealth, magnanimous, conscious manifesting, and a reliable leader. So that really stands out to me, the reliable leader part. I really feel like this is talking about you, that you are stepping in to some kind of role where you will be a leader, magnanimous, consciously manifesting what you want to see in the world, what you want to be in the world. Ability to attract abundant wealth. And the amazing thing about that is that the King of Earth uses his wealth to help others. That's the philanthropy piece. So you are being a leader, you're using your abundance and your wealth to pay it forward and help boost others. I think this is happening with a lot of us, where, we're being empowered sort of in this fundamental way to step up so that then we can empower others. It's so cool. What else? Queen of Fire. So we have a king and a queen. Queen of Wands in the traditional tarot. I haven't chosen this one before. It's interesting because it looks like she's holding a candle, but then the flame is lighting up her fifth chakra, her fourth chakra. fourth chakra, her heart space. And it's like a jewel, or it almost looks like a lotus flower. Queen of Fire. Fire is very much about passion and movement. And the Queen, is about creative collaborations, soul connections, passion inspired by spirit, and also the artist. So, are you doing something? Are you doing something with your being an artist? Perhaps collaborating with others and ending up with, you're connecting with your community, and it's allowing you to step up in the world and become a leader and attract amazing abundance. And together, these two kind of go hand in hand and help to uplift others. That's really a big part of this that I'm getting. Oh, another one I just got is, so we all have feminine and masculine energies within us. This is your masculine energy and this is your feminine energy. And they are teaming up. I think for a very long time, a lot of us we've had these different parts. Particularly when we're talking about the masculine and the feminine, they haven't been in touch. They haven't been in sync. And now I think for a lot of people, they're coming into sync. And this is happening for you. You have the grounding earth and the passionate forward movement of the fire, and the feminine and the masculine. And it's cool. What else? Ace of Fire, you guys. Okay, so this is about new beginnings. Aces are always about new beginnings. And again, you've got the fire. Spirit-powered action, inspired transformation. Yes, you're transforming. You're bringing, I'm really getting that these two parts of yourself, the feminine and the masculine, are beginning to merge together. And access to co-creative power. So you are accessing kind of the energy from your higher power, whatever you want to call that. And yeah, spirit powered action. And spirit, the word inspire has the word spirit in it. You are being inspired into action, into moving forward. But it does require asking for help. Look at that little polar bear getting up on we'll say it's mama's back. Yeah. It can be difficult to allow ourselves to be vulnerable enough to ask. But that is what's being required now, because becoming vulnerable is accessing the most authentic, deepest part of yourself. And that is where your masculine and your feminine live. Yeah. Inspired transformation. Oh man. I was super charged up by your reading last time. So cool. I want to pick another one. I'm just wondering if I should cut the deck or if I should just go for it. Because I split the deck wherever it wants to split. Yeah, it's splitting. So that's what's happening. Messenger of Air. Did I pick this one for you guys? I don't remember. I've just picked this one recently, though. I'll get these eventually. I won't have to read from the book. I'm learning, bear with me. The messenger of air, of course, brings a message. Okay. So the messenger of air is all about your learned responses, your subconscious programming, reacting swiftly based on past experiences. Allegiance to a way of thinking or acting. I want to kind of get a clarifier for this one, because this one can go either way. It can be good to kind of use the past as a way to kind of as a template to work from when you're moving forward, but it can also hinder you because it doesn't allow you to kind of be more innovative, because you're relying too much on how you know things to be from before, and maybe that's not relevant anymore. So I'm just going to ask. 9 of Earth. 9 of Pentacles. I think this is about autonomy. This is about kind of being sovereign unto yourself. I think that's the way to say it. It's very much about self-reliance. And let's make sure I'm right. Discipline, self-reliance. Yeah, I got one. Woohoo! Reliable resources, restraint, and self-control. The final stone placed in the foundation. So I feel like, this is positive in the sense that you are using what you have learned from your past as your foundation for building this disciplined self-reliance. You're taking what you know and you're applying it so that you can move forward in this new beginning. That's really cool. Where are we at? 28 minutes. I'm going to pick one more card. Just because, oh wait, I just blew it. I had my deck upside down and I picked the wrong way. So now I'm going to shuffle and I'm just going to, what are you? 5 of Fire. I'm not sure if I've picked this one before. 5 of Wands. Fire. Creative brainstorming, unity in diversity, honoring differences. So you are being self-reliant. It's almost like you're gathering. See, she's wearing the mask. And she's praying. It's like kind of, it's almost like a prayer or a meditation. Oh, and she's holding a plant. There's a sprout coming up out of her hands. And it just makes me think of getting grounded within yourself. And then, and that's allowing you to come together, getting grounded in yourself, bringing, kind of merging these two parts of yourself, the masculine and the feminine, together. And then that's allowing you to come together with others. And it's emphasizing diversity. So others that may not be like you or may not line up with you in a traditional sense, and yet it works, it fits. They are able to bring something to the table that you can't, and vice versa. And together you create a better whole. It's like the sum is bigger than its parts, or something like that. I'm just going to read this little bit, particularly because I haven't chosen this card before. I have the freedom to explore the ideas that seem the most far-fetched. What seems crazy today proves tomorrow to be brilliant. Like a child willing to stretch her imagination when a new playmate comes into the garden, I open to new people and new ideas, intrigued by what is novel and unfamiliar. This is a time for what is counterintuitive, for appreciating the ideas from out in left field and what they might offer. Yeah. This is kind of speaking to this card, that whatever you have in mind is probably going to show up differently than you're expecting. But know that it's really good, that it's going to stretch your imagination. It's going to make you think differently and grow in ways that you couldn't anticipate without those experiences. So beautiful reading, so inspiring, and it's really energized me. I feel like my last couple of readings were like, I don't know, kind of, and this one just, it feels very uplifting. I'm super excited for you guys because the last reading was really super positive. So remember to trust, hang in there, because things are coming to fruition. Listen to your intuition and ask for help. Kitties. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. And hi, God bless you too. Junior S. Yay. My first official chat that wasn't my son. Oh, so cool. Yeah, I appreciate you so much. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, a rest of your tomorrow, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. Oh yeah, and like and subscribe.